Hey everybody, we're going to take some time today to teach you how to use ToonDoo. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have an account and you are signed into it. I already am. Aaron Pratt 82, hello and welcome. There's lots of options here, tunes, books, doers, you've got some tools and all that good stuff. Today we're going to focus on creating a tune. We're going to do the comic strip aspect of it. Going down here, if we're going to make a new tune, we're just going to start with Create Tune right here at the very top. It's going to take you to this screen here where you get to choose the layout of your cartoon. For today's cartoon and making, giving you this little demo here, we're going to create the 2x2 square right here, but you can choose any of them. This will take you to the builder. Here you've got lots of options. The first thing you need to be aware of is right here. This is kind of like your file menu. You can start a new tune, you can open old ones, you can save this one, save it as a new file, or leave feedback for the program. This will come in handy later when we want to save our finished product. From there you've got all of the options coming down the side here. This is your characters. Now you'll notice if I mouse over it, it gives me lots of different options for characters. I've got the bears, or I've got people, or I have the lady. Okay, next down is our backgrounds. Again, mousing over it gives me lots of different options. Space, crazy do, haunted. So we've got all sorts of stuff. We have props that we can give them. This is where we're going to put in our text. Okay. From there you've got Brushman, which is just a specific thing made by these different people. Special, there'll be different things they put in here at different times. We've got Christmas, magical, or manga. Open clip art is different types of clip art that we can bring in. And then My Gallery is if you create anything on your own that you want to import into your own cartoons. We're going to focus specifically on these top ones because those are the ones you will use most often in just the creating of the basic cartoons. I generally like to start with the background. Where is my comic going to take place? Now for this, I think we're going to tell a little joke that's going to take place on a farm. So as these load up, we're going to look for one of them that looks like it could be a farm atmosphere. I'm not seeing anything there. As we go through, I see lots of different ones. And let's see, maybe we'll choose... Oh, that one might work. We'll come back. Let's see one more screen maybe. Ooh, let's choose this one here. This one looks like it could be a farm. Now if that one is what I'm going to use for my background, then I need to drag it into my slide. And it will bring it in. Now that looks big. Like I don't even see the picture. So this is where the stuff down here across the bottom comes into play. The first thing I want to do is shrink it, just so it fits into the frame. And now there's the image. It fits into the frame. I can do all sorts of things. I can flip it. I could rotate it. I don't really want to do any of that, so we're just going to leave it as it was, shrunk to the point that it fits on the screen. Now, I'm going to tell a story of a farmer and a dog, which means there's two different characters that I'm going to need. Now, this dog is going to be it's going to be a sheep herding dog. So we're going to start with characters. Now, we're going to go animals, because we need a dog. We'll see which ones load up. Let's see. I'm going to start this. It's a sheep herding dog, so he's going to be herding the sheep. Let's start with the dog, and we'll bring him on. Now, he's way big for that slide, so we'll shrink him down some right here in the very bottom. Now, that's still probably a little big. Shrink him just a tad further. Maybe right there. Okay, so there's our dog running, and if he's a sheep herding dog, then he needs to be chasing some sheep. So we'll put a sheep in. Holy cow, that's a big sheep compared to that dog. So we'll shrink him down. Whoop. Oh, maybe, anywhere in between there. We'll go with there. So maybe I want to have more than one sheep. So maybe this one will be a little further to the back, and maybe I'll bring in another one that'll be up a little bit closer. Okay, so there's another sheep a little bit closer, and he's herding lots of sheep, so maybe we'll put one more. I can put in as many of them as I want. Now this sheep is on top of that other sheep. Now that could be problematic. We do have layers. They are in the layers that they get brought in. So maybe if I don't like that, I don't like how that looked, I'll just rearrange them so they're the correct size. Now the dog is chasing the sheep. Now I need this slide to say something. I need this slide to say that this dog is spending the day rounding up these sheep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a text box. So I'm going to drag in this one here. Now I don't actually want it to be any particular thing saying this, so I might hide those little tabs there. And then I want to type in there, a farmer's dog spent his day rounding, oh, got a little typo there, rounding, oh, we're getting too big. Now I've got a couple of options here. First off, down here on the bottom, you can see that I can adjust the font size. So maybe for this, I'll bring my font size down just a bit, but that's still way too much. So what I can do is from this here, I can take it onto a second line, and that makes it fit a lot better onto the screen. So a farmer's dog spent his day rounding up all of the sheep. And then we're done with our first slide. So I'm going to move on to the second slide here. And maybe the dog, so hey, it can be a talking dog. It's a comic, right? The dog is going to be talking to the farmer. So I need my background again. Now that was the third one in. And I think I'm going to use this background for all four of my slides. So maybe while I'm here, I'll just save myself some time. Now the farmer's talking to the dog, so maybe I want that to be zoomed in a little bit. In this next one here, maybe we'll zoom in even further on the dog, so I'll take that up even closer. Zoom a little further even maybe. And then in this last one here, I'm going to have the farmer zoomed in. Oh, well, let's see. This one was the farmer. Oh, okay. This one was the farmer. The second one is the dog. So I'm going to put the farmer on that right side and the dog on the left. So we'll put it like that. One side will have the farmer, one side will have the dog. That'll save me a little bit of time now that I've got all of my backgrounds there. If you're not sure what your backgrounds are, you can always jump back and forth. I'm going to save us a little bit of time for this video and get all of those put in. Next, I know that I'm going to have my farmer and my dog. So maybe because the dog's not running this time, we'll do this cute little guy here. But he's looking the wrong way because I want him on the left side of the screen. So I'm going to come down here to this stuff and I'm going to say flip. Now that dog's just a little bit big if I'm going to put both the farmer and the dog onto this screen. So I need to shrink him down just a tad. So there's the dog. And then I'm going to bring in the farmer, which means I'm going to come up here to these characters. I'm going to say men. And now I've got to find one of these that looks like a farmer. Now, if I remember right, the guy that I was looking at is on the second or third screen. So we'll click one more time. And this guy here. He's the farmer I was looking at. Now again, he's facing the wrong way. So I'm going to come here to the bottom and I'm going to say flip. Bring him down. The farmer is talking to the dog. Now, I'm going to put some text on the top again. So I'm going to drag this on. And then in this here, I'm going to say, When he was done, comma, he reported to the farmer. Now we'll drag that back down so the whole thing is on the screen. We'll drag one more of those out there because now the dog is talking. We can readjust these things to look however I want. So I want that down by the dog's mouth. Drag that over just a bit. I have all 40 of the sheep rounded up. Let's see. I've got all 40 of the sheep. Maybe let's see. We'll drag that down just, make sure we get the right thing. Drag that down just a little bit so it's not overlapping up there. Put that by the dog's mouth. Get this adjusted exactly how we want it. I have all 40 of the sheep. Now the farmer is going to say to him, come back into here, into the men, third screen, down here at the bottom, flip him one more time. Now because we zoomed in, we'll enlarge him just a little bit. Give him a text bubble. Now, we're going to run out of time here, so I'm going to skip a little bit. So, un momento, I'm going to snap my fingers and... So here we are. I added some stuff in. I took you to this point so that you could see the kicker. Again, we're going to adjust this so that's down by the dog's mouth. That comes over. That might get dragged a little bit. So here's our joke. Here's the punchline. The dog says, I have all 40 of the sheep. The farmer says, but I only had 36 sheep. So the dog says, I know. Period. And then we're going to have to take this on to a new line. I rounded up. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I rounded them up. Oh, math jokes. We'll adjust this just a little bit. Bring that down. Oh, I'm moving the background. Again, make sure you're grabbing the right thing. Get that onto the screen. Put that in front of his mouth. Twist that over and around a little bit. I know. I rounded them up. Oh, dog is hilarious. Okay? So that gives you the basic idea. You can put in text box, you can put in characters. When you're all said and done, you come back here to the top and you're going to say save. It's going to ask you for a title. We'll call it rounding. You can give it a description. A math joke about rounding. You could put in some tags if you want, so if people try to search, they can find it. You can choose to let others redo or not, or allow others to purchase this tune. Now this could make you some money, although with all the ToonDoos I've made, never made a dime. So whatever, publish it to the world so everyone can see it, keep it private so only you can see it, or share it with friends, which means only your friends can see it. And you can kind of tell them who you do and don't want to see it. Now, I personally don't care. We're going to publish it to the world. Although I don't know that I like other people redoing it. They can purchase it if you want. Sure. I doubt it'll ever happen, but why not? And then I'm going to say publish. Now it says, all right, your tune is ready. We can go to the page, and it will show us our finished cartoon. And it did not take me there. That's all right. That's it, guys. As we go back to the beginning here, we can say go to ToonDoo and make yourself a photo. Thanks for watching.